Good morning.
Good
Yes,
morning,
it
Alan.
is.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm getting there. Much better.
That's good. I'm glad to hear you're feeling better.
Yeah, feeling much better. Yeah, the heart function was down to 30% only.
Ooh,
So it has picked up again to almost 100%. So we did yesterday a follow-up checkup. So I'm getting there.
That's
good.
great. That's great, Alan. Good to hear. I think, Charles, you might win the award for the furthest away joining us.
I believe so. Yes. I'm
How are
almost to
things
the
in
Atlantic Ocean.
How are things in Virginia?
Doing very well. I was just on we've got the DBA all squared away. And Layla sent over the operating agreement and the card numbers and such to pay for things. And
Great,
I've
that's
just
important.
finished talking to the board. And I've got the firm application and my transfer application all ready to go, and we'll submit that later on this afternoon. They say it'll probably take about 20 days, business days, but then we should be fully legal.
Well, we'll have something to give Thanksgiving over, won't we?
We will, and yeah, I'm excited about going to have a nice meeting with Christine later on today about all the recruiting resources and drip campaigns and such.
Well, we're super excited to have you on board. You're such a pro, Charles. You're a welcome member of the family. So thank you, and thank you for
Good.
participating.
No, thank you. This is an awful, wonderful opportunity for me to be part of Agent. Thank you.
Welcome.
And I
Hello,
have to
Cynthia.
give
Hello.
condolences to Mike because the Padres didn't make it.
Yes, he was torn up about that yesterday.
So is he still drinking? No, I don't know.
I think he's hiding under his bed in the fetal
Oh.
position. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Cynthia.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning, Dylan, Jason, Mr.
Morning.
Hinberger.
Hey, good morning.
Kathy,
Good
Ellen
morning.
McCall.
And Charles,
Good
I'll
morning.
accept your condolences too, because I'm from San Diego originally as well. So followed him for 50 years. But it was a fun ride.
Good morning, Lori Wright. Good morning, Roger Clark. Rosie,
Good morning.
Saray, Mr. McDonald,
Good morning.
Shada Pena.
Morning, team.
Got
Wow.
Sharoni tuning in from Arizona. Welcome, Sharoni, a
Morning.
new member of the family. Julio, Mr. Canfer, Nadia. They're all piling in. I can't keep up. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Fabian, Mr. International. Morgan, Christina, good morning, good morning. Got the marketing team, Rachel Patterson, Lauren, of course. Good morning, Angelo. Angelo, you're closing a agent escrow this week. Congratulations and thank you. Robert Cole, Rockstar, Robert Cole. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, John. How you been?
Good. Good. We'll give it a few more minutes here, and all of you who are already with us get an A+. If you're not early, you're late, right? Let's see here. All right, guys. Well, let's get started. Good morning, Agent Inc. family. I'm always excited because I think what we're doing is just the absolute most fun I've ever had in my life. Just seeing this body grow of this incredible executive team, marketing team, and then body of sales agents, and welcoming these dynamic designated brokers and teams from around the country, and seeing the original vision take shape, and watching our executives execute the vision is just, boy, I tell you what, I just have a hard time sleeping at night. It is so very exciting. Within days, we'll be open in Hawaii, Florida, New Mexico, Nevada, Virginia, and Utah. And proud to say that Arizona is up and running with an absolute all-star team. Sharoni is with us today. I'm not sure if Tim McBride is with us, but they're off to the races in Arizona. So guys, if you have, a lot of people moving out of California want to go to Arizona, please call on these two. Please give them those referrals. They're extremely well qualified. Our newest endeavor, Agent Mortgage, has an impressive pipeline. Patty and Dylan are doing just an incredible job bringing in new resources every day. I think I get about 3 DocuSigns from Patty every day, adding new mortgage resources, including the big one, UWM, which handles 80% of all loans. We're completely compliant, up and running. So these two, well, there's 3, Eric as well, have incredible resources, including reverse mortgage. So please utilize these 2 great talents. You won't find better loan reps to keep you informed, and there is no deal they say that they can't fund. So we've got a great platform at Agent Mortgage, and they're building a beautiful pipeline of business. As you know, Agent Inc.'s goal is to provide all of our agents with the best tools to expand our brand and generate clients. As such, we're working closely with a new state-of-the-art lead generation company to make sure that you have every opportunity to generate your best financial year in 2023. Guys, we'll be sharing more information on this, but this is just incredible. There is no other company that has better lead source generation for you than Agent Inc. in 2023. And we're excited to roll this out. We're excited to share more information and get you involved, but it is just incredible. And speaking of 2023, I'm standing here in Sun Valley. Of course, we have a sunny blue sky. That's what we're famous for up here. But there is snow on the mountains. And so it's that season to really look at how are we going to make 2023 our best year ever, not just financially, but personally as well. And striking that balance where you feel completely fulfilled. And so I want to encourage you guys to really drill down on 40 Days of Farming. And once you've, kind of put some goals and structure together for what you intend to accomplish through your scheduled disciplines, go to agentbudget.co and spend about 30 minutes there. And you'll realize that through Agent Ranch, through Agent Commercial, through all these different ways that we have made for you to specialize different referral sources and income streams, including revenue share, stock ownership, etc. Go to Agent Budget and create your business plan for 2023. I really want everyone to do that. Another exciting thing that we've been working so hard behind the scenes is a full scheduled broadcast from Agent Elevated. So Christine's going to put out a schedule very soon, and you're going to have live support, education, training, inspiration, knowledge, information about different markets, mortgage, you name it. We've got dozens and dozens of very talented and informed speakers, including some of our more well-known real estate trainers that are going to be broadcasting from Agent Elevated. Every 30 minutes or every hour, we'll have a fresh speaker. And my hope is this becomes a valuable tool so that you always know what's going on inside of Agent Inc. You're getting resources, training, tools, education at your fingertips. And my hope is this is a channel that you'll just want to keep open on your computer and tune in to topics that you're in need of. Scott and Mike and John Bethia, they do a great skill set training every week. That'll be broadcasted, and we want all of you to take full advantage of this. Once a month, I'll come on and do John's Corner, and I'll just give you the state of the company and where we're at with everything and how we're growing and making your equity in the company more valuable each day. We can talk about current events, and then we'll open it up for questions. So any of you that have questions for me on the company and the inner workings of Agent Inc. and the tools, et cetera, that we have available for you, I want you to look forward to John's Corner. Also, going back to 40 Days of Farming, one day a week, I'll be speaking on that, and we'll take a chapter in the book and drill down on it and talk about how each of us can become better versions of ourselves through geofarming and through taking care of our bodies, our diet, and all the things, the 7 things that help us be healthy human beings. So I really look forward to sharing that with you, interfacing with you on one day a month with the subject of 40 Days of Farming. Well, guys, that's the iceberg tip of my excitement. There's many more things coming, but those are things I wanted to mention today. So I'll turn it over to Scott McDonald to see what's happening in the various marketplaces. I do sense an uptick in the market. And speaking of the market, I don't normally do this, but we have kind of a nice pocket listing Deborah and I do on 2936 Cliff Drive. I've asked Lauren to share some photos of that, but it's just beautiful harbor view, modern, open rooftop deck, large family home right there in the heart of Newport Heights. So any of you that have somebody hot and bothered coming out of LA looking for just an incredible turnkey home, we've got a great pocket listing for you. So check that out. And Scott, what's happening in the marketplace? Do you have some data for us this morning?
We have some interesting data to look at. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And I'm so intrigued looking at this market that we have so quickly transitioned into, because for the first time in some years, the consumer is so concerned about who represents them. First time in some years, both sides, buyers and sellers. The buyers saying, I don't know. Am I going to pay too much? Prices might be coming down. What's going on? The sellers are saying, I don't know. What should I do? I tell you, both buyers and sellers know right now that who represents them matters more than it has in recent years. And that is such an opportunity for us, because we can step into that space and see that they're properly represented. Mike Taylor always says, the goal is for you to be the smartest agent in the living room. Your knowledge and perspective has more value to consumers now than it has literally in some years. So grab a hold of that and get excited about it, because you will attract people that are looking. I had a guy call me last week. I've known him for 30 years. Really sharp business guy in San Diego now. Fortunately, his wife recently passed away. He has an acre down in North County, San Diego. He wanted to know, what's my house worth? What's going on? What should I do? I mean, we spent all this time, and then we got and gave him some good information. At the end of it, he goes, well, I also have a place in Mission Viejo, run comps on that. Gang, this is an opportunity that we just haven't had. So I'm loving it. And I'm spending so much of my day having conversations with you about what specifically can you do with your buyer and seller to give them the guidance and the information they need to accomplish their goals. And John, I love this idea that we're going to get on this schedule of live events because it's so timely. So let me look at the numbers. By the way, John, you mentioned a clear sky in Idaho. Well, I count down the days this time of year. And it's funny. And I count down the days till Halloween. And I don't even care about Halloween. In fact, I don't even really like that holiday that much. But I'll tell you why I count down the days to Halloween. Because this morning, our surf report is still showing 68-degree water, which is like super warm. And it always holds until about the end of October. And then we get into November and it just drops 10 degrees overnight. And it's just sad because anyway, I know nobody cares about that but me. But anyway, I count down the days and I'm feeling it. You know, things are changing, but I love this time of year. And we do have a window where deals tend to get done between the fall transition, back to school all, and then when the holidays hit. You know, we're kind of in that place right now. And but let's look at a few of the numbers. I asked Lauren to put up a couple of the slides. So let's look at the inflation chart, which was the first one on the. We have that. Okay, yeah. So, okay, here's our inflation picture. Look at the bottom. We're cruising along, almost no inflation. You know, that dotted bar is 2%, which is almost nothing. Halfway through 2001, then at the end of, or halfway through, it starts going up. And look at the line. We have gone so far so fast. Inflation is driving rates. Rates are driving affordability. And you know, affordability is the issue that's causing such confusion because what are buyers going to do? Well, what they're going to do is maybe notch down. They were going to buy at X, and now maybe they're buying at 0.7X. But again, leadership. How do I do that? I was looking in this area. Now I'm looking at this area. What options are available to me? Your knowledge matters more than ever. But this is the picture. Because inflation has spiked so fast, rates have risen faster than at any time in history. We started the year at about 3.25%, and now we're around 7%. Yesterday, rates were a little under. But that's our reality. And team, that is not going to keep people from buying a house that need a house. That's just how it works. I went back this week and I charted interest rates for the whole time of my real estate practice for 13 years before I transitioned into building agents and companies. Rates were 14% when I started in the business. Everybody was doing a happy dance because they had been at 18, and the perspective was, this is amazing. Then they fluctuate down. My second to the last year, worst economy ever. My second best year in my whole sales practice, because again, just what we're talking about, the skills and the knowledge matter. Rates were about 10% that whole year in that dismal year. The next year they dipped a little bit before that, but basically for my 13-year career, my interest rates averaged 14% down to 10, maybe 9 something. And you know what? Through none of that time did anybody have any angst over interest rates. None. It wasn't even a conversation. The reason is what they had lived through. And when people talked about 7% interest rates, you know what everybody equated it to? Oh, I remember when my folks bought a house way back when. They had an interest rate at 7%, but it was unheard of. It was never even in the realm of possibility. No one thought that we would ever see rates as low as 7% again in history. I mean, is that a mind bender for you? Because perspective has gone. I mean, is so jaded right now because of what we've been through the last few years. And I'm hearing all these conversations about, well, the only way a house is going to sell is if the seller buys down the rates. In fact, Todd Priest, if you're on, congratulations, you have a place in escrow. Seller was going to invest $15,000 or $20,000 to buy down rates. And I said, Todd, take that money and put it in a reduction of purchase price. And he did. And he's in escrow in a week. So again, leadership. Oh my gosh. But here's the truth. All these people that were going to buy at X and now they're going to buy at maybe 0.7X, whatever, they still need to live somewhere. And they're going to buy because rates are not terrible. With affordability down versus what it was, there's an adjustment in perspective. But gang, this is reality. We can live forever with 7% interest rates. And by the way, if we go into a full-blown recession, rates are going to come down. People that buy today can refinance likely in a few years. That's an option. People need a home and they're not going to rent. And I'll tell you why so many of them aren't going to rent. It's too expensive. In fact, my next door neighbor is going to rent their place out and go out in the desert where they have a wonderful home. And he asked me what the rental value was. And I told him about what I thought the range was. Well, turns out they had found comps that were a couple grand higher than what I told them. I'm thinking, you gotta be kidding me. Well, this is a reality that every buyer is facing right now. Rental rates are still extremely high. So most are gonna choose to buy, maybe a little less home. They're gonna have a mortgage deduction up to $750,000 loan amount. And it's going to be way cheaper for them than renting. That's the reality of why sales are going to happen. Okay, so Lauren, let's look at demand. Demand year over year. Remember, I keep talking to you about what the reality is. Scroll up the number. Is there a number at the bottom? Let's see. Today. Okay, there it is at the bottom right. 9,753 escrows exist in Southern California right now. So what that means is there are two transaction sides in every escrow. So we have what? Do the math. 19,500 escrows right now in Southern California. There's our demand number. That's how big the pie is. And you know what? We're going to go through all of next year in Southern California with a demand number of this much or more. You can take it to the bank. Why? Because we have a population size of whatever million of people, and they have to live somewhere. So look, if you're in residential brokerage, you're safe. And a full-blown economy isn't going to mean that real estate transactions aren't going to happen. Everybody lives somewhere. So follow the numbers. Instead of looking at, gee, demand isn't what it was, look at the fact that your opportunity now is there are 19,500 transaction sites in escrow in Southern California right now. It'll dip a little bit at the end of the year, not too much. First of the year, it's going to come back. We will average more. I'll make a prediction. We will average more than 19,000, more than 20,000 transaction sides a month in Southern California for all of 2023. Someone write that down. You can hold me accountable a year from now, a little over a year from now, it doesn't come true. It will. So there's your opportunity. Next chart. See their demand, inventory. Okay, active inventory right now. 30,000. A year ago, it was 20,000. So it's gone up. But guess what? Look at the 3-year average. These are Southern California numbers, but there's a parallel in most markets. 3-year average 41,000. And guess what? That 3-year average prior to COVID, what was the conversation during those 3 years? We don't have any inventory. And we're less today than that 3-year average. Now, who needs to know that? That gives assurance to a seller that my gosh, my price is, my home value is not going over a cliff. Supply and demand. And guess why more homes aren't coming on the market and why next year we're not going to see a big supply of homes. People are staying put because they love their mortgage interest rate and they're going to choose to stay. So from a supply and demand standpoint, we are not going to go out of balance. And that's healthy for the market. Okay, next slide. I can't see the title.
Expected market time.
Okay, days on market. We are now 95 days in Southern California. Last year, there were historic lows, 32 days in the market. Little more than the 3-year average prior to COVID of 83 days. So 95, which is really, as we talk about, 60 to 90 sellers market, 90 to 120 balanced market, more than 120 buyers market. I want you to pay attention to that days on market, because that's not a normal 95 days. It really reflects more of a balance than that showing. And just what we talked about, it's because of affordability. But we have a balanced market. And what does that mean for buyers? They now have a few more choices. They now know that they're not going to be competing with 10 offers when they find a house they like. They are going to get a better deal than they would have had earlier in the year. So, hey, gang, here's our information. And I think there's one more slide that says pricing is critical or crucial. There we go. And and that's where your expertise comes in. And we're going to do a class on the psychology of pricing, because there is so much to this. And very often a seller isn't willing to accept the price that's the true price. And that's fine, because we get paid to manage a process, but you need to know how to manage it. And many agents go sideways and go, that seller's not realistic. Oh, they didn't list with me. But you know what? I didn't even want their listing, because they're not even realistic. They think they're purple carpets adding value to their home, and it's not. Have you heard that before? Like a million times from other agents? You know what? That's called normal. That's called human nature. A seller most always thinks their home is worth more than it is. You get paid to guide them through a process, to show them how their home, their commodity, although they don't think it is at the beginning, is competing in the market. And when you master these skills, boy, are you of value to sellers, and you become a commodity because your track record is crazy. So we're going to teach on that. Anyway, there's the market. I hope that's helpful. National numbers are mirroring this in different degrees. And what it speaks to is balance in the market and muted demand because of higher rates, not high rates, higher rates. And we have a balanced market. Even if we go into a full-blown recession, or maybe we're already in one, it's not going to affect the number of people that need to buy and sell homes. Now, because of that, you've got to get around people that are focused on that opportunity and not on all the people going, what am I going to do? Yesterday, John, you mentioned our Monday morning mastermind. John Vaitia mentioned, and just back from 2 weeks in Hawaii, so I'm sure he's feeling he's feeling energized. And, he says, I'm going to make, it was either 20 or 25 live conversations today. We didn't get into who he was going to talk to, but it intrigued me. And then about an hour after that call, I had another Zoom or two, and I followed. I said, hey, John, tell me more about who you're going to talk to today. He said, well, I'm actually in my car because my 6th call was someone that's now, I didn't understand, didn't know. They had built a custom home in Dana Point. And in our conversation, they're considering selling it. And so I'm going over to look at it. That was 6 calls in. Now, I guarantee you, most real estate agents, whether in our company, out of our company, didn't make 6 calls all day. John, on his 6th call, has a lead. I don't have any more information on that, but get around the people that have intention, that see the opportunity. Get around those people. You need them. I need them. If I'm hanging around the people that, oh my gosh, the sales are down, I don't know what I'm going to do, it will not help you. It will not help your perspective. It will not help your belief. So there's the opportunity. So here's my last thing. The one thing I've learned in coaching agents over 20 years is that human nature obsesses on our weaknesses. And we do a lot of things because we feel we ought to do it. If I'm professional, I'm responsible, I need to do these things. You don't. The greatest gift I might give you today is giving you permission to never do something again that you don't like and you're not good at. And so right now, evaluate what you like to do as far as how you talk to people, which is all prospecting is. It's talking to people in one form. So I have a few tips for you, and they're called the 5 E's the 5E, like the letter E, the 5 E's of identifying your strengths. And I didn't make this up. I actually saw a book a while back by Annalyn and Brandon Miller that was actually a book from parents talk to your kids about playing to your strengths. So here are the 5 E's. You might want to write this down. Number 1, enthusiasm. What are you naturally drawn to? It's just you're enthusiastic about it because you're confident in it. You're probably good at it. Number 1, enthusiasm. Number 2, ease. What comes easily for you? Number 3, excellence. What do you have a standout ability in? What are you just naturally excellent at? Number 4, energy. What energizes you? What a great question. What energizes you and what drains you? Oh my gosh. I mean, I'd have bombed in this business if someone told me, Scott, you're going to have to make cold calls every day. That's how everybody gets started. That's our new agent business plan. You're going to make cold calls. I'd have been so depressed, I'd have failed right out of the business. But thank God I had coaches wise enough to say this, Scott, you got to play to your strength. What energizes you? And for me, it's networking. I need to make everything a relationship-based event. I'm a networker, which I define as talking to people I know. I die in a pile calling somebody I don't know. It's just not me. Maybe it is you. Hey, the whole Mike Ferry organization is built upon cold callers and pure prospectors calling people you don't know. God bless them. And it is a way, and it might be your way. It wasn't mine. So what energizes you? What drains you? There's 4. Number 5, enjoyment. Oh my gosh, John mentioned that earlier. We've got to enjoy this ride. This is our life that's going along here. This isn't just business. This is our life. Number 5, enjoyment. What gives you the greatest satisfaction? So if you've written these down, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What are your strengths? What do you need to stop doing because you're not good at it and it's producing no results? And what are you missing that you might need to start doing because you're just naturally good at it? Great question. So here's the 5. To identify your strengths: enthusiasm, ease, excellence, energy, and enjoyment. Let's talk about it. Thanks, everybody. So excited about our journey and what's ahead. And I want to help you, as we all do, get into the game now. The momentum in the fall will carry over into a great start for 2023. John, back to you.
Hello, good morning. Can everyone hear me? It's Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim. Good morning,
Good
Kim.
morning. Hello. So I just wanted to thank everybody for coming to our last class. Just last week, we had a class on estimated closing statements. We had a really good turnout. So I just wanted to thank all of our agents for coming to that. I don't think we're going to do a class for November because we're going to be doing an agent escrow sponsored sip and shop. I think I mentioned that at our last meeting. So I'll have Danielle send out another flyer for that. It's going to be in the Corona Del Mar office on November 10th. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm encouraging everybody to come out, mix, mingle, network. Let's get our Christmas shopping done early. It's going to be a great time. So I'll have Danielle send out another email on that. Also, we're going to have a class in December. So do look for an email on that, on what our top is. On what our topic is going to be for December. So again, no escrow class for November. We're going to be doing a sip and shop, but we will have an escrow class for December. So just look for an email on that. And that's about it. Oh, also one more thing real quick. I wanted to remind all the agents that we do have escrow 101 classes. So you can call me, you can email me, you can come into our office in Corona Del Mar. We can have a one-on-one on whatever topic you feel you need to want to talk about. It could be an HOA, it could be solar, it could be just your basic escrow 101 lease land. And we can sit, I'll give you a handout, and it'll be a really learning educational class. So I just want to remind all the agents that we have been offering that and we still do. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for the amazing work you do for all of us. You make us look good when our clients have a great experience, and thank you. Lauren, do you need to jump in because of your schedule this morning?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Sorry. I just put a long message in the chat and I just wanted to, I'm sorry, my mother is visiting, so I have to bring her down to the airport this morning. But I did want to reiterate that the deadline for the fall and winter issue of Elevated Magazine is coming up here on November 1st. So if you have anyone that you think would be a great fit into the magazine, if we could sell an ad to them, that's a great way for you to get some money back into your pocket through Elevated Rewards. Just please send them my way. Or if you have any listings, again, I know Mike brought this up before. If you have rights to marketing a listing that is written by the seller, and I'm sure he'll go into this after, and you want to put them into the magazine as well, please send them all my way. So my email is lauren@agentinc.com. And I wanted to remind everyone of our Monday marketing mastermind meetings. Try saying that really fast. So those are every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So we really just go over what's working, what's not working, some ideas for people. We bounce off ideas with different agents just because we are growing, and it's kind of cool to see what different states and different agents are doing that are successful that we might not be seeing here quite yet. Also, we go over items such as Google ads, Facebook ads, social media, how to get that all set up for yourself. It's a very interactive class. So again, that's Mondays at 3 p.m. You can see all of our upcoming classes, not even just marketing, but throughout the company on agentelevated.co. So I'll put that in the chat too. If you haven't made an account here, this is a great place for you to go in, and under calendar, it will show all of our upcoming classes. It is a public facing site as well. So if you want to invite people that would be a great fit for your revenue share downline, I would highly suggest checking that out in there. And that's also where you can find all of our recordings. So that's my little spiel for today. But if, again, please send everything our way. As far as marketing, we're having a really fun time doing some of these custom pieces as we head into the fall season and winter seasons. So thank you. I'll pass it back. I think it's Mike that is next, but thank you guys for letting me skip ahead.
Hey, Lauren, thanks.
Thanks, Lauren. Hey, guys, how are you? I just want to compliment John, Scott, Lauren, and Kim. You know, you guys are so enthusiastic, and it just makes us all want to put on our uniform and our shoulder pads and go block and tackle.
Just like the Chargers.
Just like the Chargers. Yeah, well, maybe not like the Chargers this week. But anyway, I want to remind you, everybody, of two things. Number one, Lauren just mentioned about advertising something that maybe you don't have a listing on. The rules in the MLS are that anytime you have a listing signed, that you cannot publicly market it unless you put it into coming soon in the MLS, okay? And that it can only stay in coming soon for 21 days. If you don't have a signed listing, but you have permission from the seller to market their home and an agreement to sign a single party show, should you generate a potential buyer, then you can do whatever you want because the MLS does not have any jurisdiction. So just remember that that's how that's worded currently. Whether or not that'll change in the future, I don't know, but that's one way that we can market something that's not listed and yet protect ourselves with respect to an agreement or an understanding. The second thing I'd like to say, and this gets back to what Scott has described. You know, they say that in order to learn more and be more informed a year from now, that there's only two things that matter. One, the people you meet, and two, the books you read. That's it. And I can tell you that if we apply that same philosophy to increasing your business, the only thing that matters at any point in time to increase your business are the people you meet and how you stay in touch with them. The people you meet and how you stay in touch with them. If you meet 30 new people a month and you stay in touch with everybody you know and those 30 new people a month, you will do more business. Period. That's what you need to do. And so everything that Scott's described and John's described and putting together your business plan, et cetera, if it doesn't include meeting more people and staying in touch with all the new people and the old people that you know, then it will not have the desired effect. So you must do that. So keep that in mind. Remember, that's all you have to think about. Meet new people every day, meet new people every month, stay in touch with everybody you know. Anyway, I'm going to pass it along to, I think, is Jerry next. But thanks, guys. Keep up the great work, and let's go block and tackle somebody. Okay.
Fundamentals. I think
I love it.
Dylan is, Jerry, I think, I don't,
Oh, we can go agent mortgage. Let's do that. That's fine.
do we have Dylan on with us?
I'm here. We can go either way. I don't care.
Go for it, Dylan.
Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy to talk to you all from Agent Mortgage. We've just had a lot of great things moving forward here on our end. The executive team, we've all been working on getting all of our lenders on board. We're pretty much there. We've got all the heavy hitters. We've brought on some new ones that we think have really great products. So we're now offering HELOCs, which we were not doing previously. And so those HELOCs, we can do 80-10-10s. So 80% of purchase, the HELOC will finance the other 10% to avoid mortgage insurance for your clients, which is a really great product. We can also just do standalone second HELOCs. So that's definitely a new product for those of us in the broker world that we're really excited about. Scott talked a little bit about rate buy downs. They are an option for your buyers. Don't recommend them for your sellers. So definitely utilize that as you're out there shopping the market. We can do 2-year, 1-year buy downs with seller concessions. So that's a great thing that's helping people get into some homes right now. Scott kind of already touched on current rates. We're in the low 7s, mid 7s, depending on credit score, but rates are continuing to increase. So getting those locked, getting people in is definitely important. Now, a great thing for your buyers, we can do to be determined properties and lock for 45 days. So one of the things that we should be considering is as we pre-qualify your clients, definitely locking in that rate now before it continues to go up while they continue to search for a property is something that we can coordinate. So call me on that because it's a great option that we have for a lot of our buyers right now. As always, we're doing our hard money, fix and flip, bridge, construction. So don't forget about us on the investment side because that's definitely a big portion of our business in Agent Mortgage. The last thing I kind of wanted to hit on is give us the opportunity to cross-qualify and pre-qualify your buyers and for your sellers. It gives them a lot of comfort knowing that they've got someone on their side who's looking at their potential buyer when you have that listing. So give us a call. We're happy to do that. It doesn't cost anything. Takes 5-10 minutes of our time to give you and your seller that reassurance that they've got a solid buyer that's going to be able to close that escrow in 30 to 45 days. So
hey, Dylan, let me jump in on that for just 10 seconds. We've lost a couple deals this month because our agent had that buyer pre-approved with a lender that didn't come through at the end. And I mean, talk about devastation. Obviously the client loses, the agents, we lose when a deal doesn't happen. And, so whether you're having Dylan or Patty pre-approve your buyer initially, or whether you have them give a second opinion with a second approval, my gosh, I know what that's worth when for 6 years in a challenged market, I didn't lose one deal because my lender was so good that when they gave a pre-approval, I could take it to the bank. My client could take it to the bank. And you know what? It was a win-win-win. I looked like the hero because the deal always closed. And so gang, it's so timely to have Dylan and Patty now with everything going on, your expertise, your track record. And so take advantage.
absolutely. Well, thank you, Scott. Yeah. And just on that note, we did just save a deal, a conventional deal for a client over at another brokerage that they had a pre-approval through Chase. Chase wasn't able to close the loan. We're closing it this week in less than 20 days. They were going to we are about clear to close, expecting it today or tomorrow. So yeah, definitely, we have a lot of different products, so we can save a lot of these deals that may not go through as well. So utilize us. We're here for you. Give us a call anytime. Thanks.
Good work, Dylan. Love it.
Okay,
Dylan.
here we go. All right, gang. So I want to just remind us all of a couple of basic facts with commercial real estate. There's two types of buyers. One is an investor who's buying property because there's an ongoing income from their tenants. And then the other one is what they call an owner user, which is someone that needs to buy because that's what their whole profit models are based on, is their locations, what kind of income that they get from selling various goods and services in their community. So knowing that there's those two types of buyers, and when you're talking to your clients, find out what they're doing, and in your mind, determine if they're a investor or if they're an owner user. With that in mind, we're going to give you some statistics as to what's going on in the market, so you know how to have a conversation with them relative to commercial real estate, because I guarantee you, if they're buying an expensive home, they have expensive real estate that they're doing in whatever format through their business. So let's start with this. For the investor, they may say to you, you know what, the 10-year bond yield is somewhere around 4.1%. That's the highest in 14 years. What you want to remind them is that when they invest money into a bond that's 10 years, they have to hold it for 10 years to get that yield. Well, a lot's going to happen in this market over the next 10 years. And so conventional wisdom that is diversifying investment money is that commercial real estate still holds a very powerful attraction to these investors, because the average cap rate, or same thing as the yield, is the return on investment, the monthly income that they get, ranges between 3.5% and 5%. But on top of that, they have the ability to get appreciation for their asset value. So not only are they getting the monthly income, but they're also getting a tremendous upside when it comes to appreciating property values. So, I know that's a lot to wrap your head around. Call me and we can discuss that so that you feel comfortable. But I want to also share with you a little bit about the owner users. Now, we've all heard about inflation and how inflation's, impacting our budgets, and, the average household is being stretched. But what's interesting is that retail sales, in spite of all this, one would think intuitively that the sales would go down. Well, they haven't. Retail sales have gone up 8% over last year. What does that mean? Well, it means that the people that you're buying goods and services and retail locations, they're making more money than they've ever made. So if you look at the stock market, everybody else was looking at it and seeing it dive, but then they started doing these earnings reports, and it's been going up and up and up and up. So I'm not suggesting we give people advice on stocks. No, that's not what I mean. But what I want you to consider is that there are people making a tremendous amount of money in this market in the commercial sector. Now, overall sales are down around 33%. Why? It's because people are still trying to wrap their head around, well, what's a good investment? What should my next step be from a location? But there's strong indicators that there's activity in the market and that's going to continue to go. And what are some examples? Well, Kroger has just announced that they're buying Albertsons. Okay, how does that affect us? Well, mostly the real estate that both Kroger and Albertsons are leasing from are private individuals like your clients. They're the ones that own these strip malls. And so if in your neighborhood, or if in your conversations with your clients, you're finding that, they own retail, boy, now is the time to have a conversation with them. Remind them that Kroger's buying Albertsons. So and we can help them do an analysis in their marketplace. where are the Krogers and Albertsons located, and how's that going to affect their leases? So that's a conversation to have. And again, give me a call. We can talk through some of those. Toys R Us, an old brand that went bankrupt years ago, is reopening. And that's exciting. But where are they reopening? They are reopening inside of Macy's. So you're going to see a resurgence of getting products into retail marketplaces. You're going to see brands coming back. You're going to see companies like Macy's getting stronger as a result of it. And so when they have strong earnings reports, what are they going to do? They're going to expand. So that means that some of these vacancies in malls are going to be filled. Nordstrom's just announced they're hiring 20,000 seasonal workers. Now, last year they hired a little bit more, but nevertheless, employment, very strong. Full service dining, for those of us who are looking at restaurant locations and we have clients that own restaurants, that's rebounding in a big way. I mean, I don't know if you've tried to get reservations on a Friday night. It's not so easy unless you make it on a Monday. So, restaurants are doing well. So don't despair, as Scott was saying, news is what you make of it, and understanding the data, just like we understand it on our residential opportunities. The data is there on commercial. And so you can be very informed. You can engage in conversations with friends and relatives and old classmates, whatever it is, because I guarantee you, the minute you start talking and you're informed, you're going to get a lot of attention, and that attention can translate very easily to making an impact on your career. So we're here to support you. We're here to help you. This is a fun market. It's an interesting market. So don't let the down news get you, because there's plenty of good news. All right, that's all I had for today. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Jerry. And we're going to wrap up with Christine. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm just really quick. I want to recap what John mentioned. We're really excited about the training calendar that we're putting together. We look for John to be doing the two that he mentioned. John's Corner will be in November, and starting the 40 Days of Farming. So look for that invitation and the link so that you can participate. We're really excited to have you join those, and then a lot of other trainings that we will be putting together. So it's going to be a very robust education calendar. Also, we'd like to hear from you. If there's something, an idea that you have, something you would like to put on the calendar, please just reach out to me at Christine@AgentInc.com, and I'll work on that with you. And again, your input is very important to us. So thank you. Great meeting, everyone, and have a great week.
John, you're going to send us out of here, or?
Oh, just to say what Christine says, I hope each and every one of you have a great week, and it is wonderful just to back up and welcome all the new talent that's joining us from around the country. And we just look forward to working with you, getting to know you, and synergizing this great body of sales. So everybody have a great week, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Hi, guys.